Hi, we're educators who work with the school districts of Chisago Lakes, East Central, Hinkley Finlayson, North Branch, Pine City, and Rush City. I'm Nick,
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Rye.
and we're here today to share 9 tips for parents about homework and learning at home. And we thought about adding a 10th just to make an even 10, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it at 9. There's a link in the YouTube description to a web page that explains a little bit more about each of these tips, but we're going to go through them quickly. Courtney, take it away with tip number 1.
Tip number one is to set up a homework friendly area. So, this should be a quiet, well lit place for your student to work. No distractions like TV or conversations going on in the family. And then keep supplies, so papers, pencils, glue, scissors within reach.
Tip number 2 is just to check in with your child every day. As kids get older, sometimes they might start resisting help or not want your supervision from you. So the minimum you can do is just ask them about their homework and their plans for completing it. A good daily mantra might be, what do you have to do and when are you going to do it?
Tip number 3 is to have a clear homework routine. And it's a lot easier to get anything done when you've got a flow and a routine. So here are some steps to establishing a good homework routine. Number 1 is deciding a set time every day when you're going to start homework. So that could be right after school, it could be right after dinner, but having a set time when we start homework. Number 2, list all the tasks that need to be completed. So make a full list. If there's an assignment in math, an assignment in reading, this might be written down in your child's planner, but just setting out that list of everything we need to get done. Step 3, talk about how hard every one of those tasks is and how long your child thinks it's likely to take. And that'll help you with step 4, which is to figure out the order of tasks that you're going to work on. And generally, it's best to start with the hardest tasks first. And that's because when we get tired and fatigued, then we have the easy stuff to do and not the hard stuff, saving it all for the end. That said, some children need to start with the easy stuff and build up some momentum. As much as possible and practical, give your child some voice and choice in the order of the work that they complete. They're a lot more likely to go along with it and be motivated if they had a say in the order in which they're doing things.
Tip number four, help your child establish and maintain an organizational system. So, this will help them keep their workspaces neat, help them set up systems so that they can keep track of their homework assignments, like a planner or to do list or an app. Those homework sessions should end with the child placing their homework in an appropriate folder and putting it into their backpack.
Tip number 5 is supervise, but don't micromanage. Some children will need more help with their homework than others. But a good rule of thumb is do not do more than is necessary for your child to succeed, but do enough to ensure that they're successful.
Tip number 6 is to be a motivator. And we recommend that you sprinkle on encouragement and recognition and rewards. So they're a little bit unpredictable. So when you notice that your child is persisting on a difficult problem, tell them that you noticed that and praise them. Say, good job. I saw that was tough for you and I saw how hard you were thinking about it. And you kept working. Great work. Examples of recognition could be putting an assignment on the kitchen fridge, or calling a relative or telling a relative when the child does something well in school. And celebrations could be, hey, we finished our homework today. We're going to head to the park. And that's just random sprinkling on of that recognition and that encouragement. And if that doesn't work, that sprinkling on, you may have to do something a little bit more concrete and structured, like a homework contract. And we're going to link in an example homework contract in the YouTube description.
Tip number 7, partner with your child's teachers. So, attend conferences when you're able to. Ask the teachers about homework policies and how you can be involved in those. And then show your child that school and home are a team.
Number 8, set a good example. Kids are more likely to follow their parents' examples than their parents' advice. So if your child is reading, you might read too. If your child is working on math, a good activity for you might be to work on your budget.
And tip number 9, the last tip, is watch your child for signs of failure and frustration. So if your child has been working for too long and they start to look frustrated, you might offer a brain break. And it's nice to have some structure to that. So setting a timer so that we don't procrastinate, so we know when the break is done. If you're noticing a trend where your child tends to have difficulty with one subject area, for example, talk to your child's teacher about that, because some students do have learning and attention difficulties and they may need some more support to be successful. Thanks for spending this time with us today. I hope you enjoyed these 9 tips. Have a good one.